That was Unknown Mortal Orchestra with Like Acid Rain. We are here with Jessica moving into Fargo Fresh. Jessica Keen from Intuitive Intuition. She is the intuitive bad A, and she's also the High Priestess of Hype. I like that one. I like a litter. Guess what? The Fargo 5 guy with his Fargo Fun, Fargo Famous segments, he likes alliteration.
What?
So, yeah, I don't know. But you ever heard Unknown Mortal Orchestra?
No.
They were actually here. They're from Australia. I love them. They're like one of my favorite bands. They're very, very good. Check them out. We are going to talk Fresh. So this is the new part of the Fresh segment. I should move it into the FAQ segment, honestly, because it takes up time. But what I do when I know someone's coming is I go to the YouTubes, and on my back end, it lets me do research, so I can put it in like a search term, and it'll tell me what we're missing. So they'll add stuff to that search term and be like, hey, people are looking for this with that, and people are looking for that and not finding any videos. So it's a way for me to maybe beat the algorithm. And, of course, then we can just have a chat, because it's probably maybe something about something you might know about or at least have an intuition about.
All right, let's find out.
So let's find out. So I put in card reading. So the first one that came up was tarot card reading. What's attractive about you? So people are looking for that. There's more than one person typing that in. It says high search results. Do you ever tell people what people? It's almost like a meta kind of a search, right? Like,
It is really.
I want you to tell me what other people find attractive about me. Is that something? How does tarot even work? Could you do that?
I mean, I feel like it depends on the reader. People read in different ways. To me, I like to obviously make things more intuitive. If people have questions or certain things, we can definitely dive into that too. But I feel like a lot of things, like a lot of questions, whether they're asked or not, get answered anyway during the reading, just because of how things flow and how things come up and what's being said. I know with how I do readings, it taps into really like the energy behind it, whatever's going on. So it ends up being a lot about the person, obviously, because it's their life. So naturally, it's about them. I think a lot of things come up about like their personalities or what they're like. I mean, I don't know about physical attractiveness necessarily, but about like who they are as a person and like what stands out about them and or they can work on to. I think in a roundabout way, things get answered that way. Yeah.
We should have set up for you to do a reading on me right here on live on the air.
We should
That would
have.
have been. Is that how? Do you have to like set it up, or what does it take for you to do a reading?
Just need a card deck and people. It's really
Okay,
simple.
but you
Yeah.
need the decks, and you don't have a deck with you today.
I did not bring a deck. No.
Should have. Well, you're gonna have to come on the show again.
Okay.
And I have not started recycling old guests yet, so it's gonna be a while. But when you will definitely come on and give me a reading live on the air. That'll be a lot of fun. Okay, the next one is Timeless Pick a Card Reading Mystic Soul Studio. So not Mystic Moth. You know what the Mystic Soul Studio is?
I don't.
I don't know, but Timeless Pick a Card Reading. What's that?
So my first out hearing that is like a lot of, I don't do it as much anymore, but I used to, but other readers do. They call it a pick a card reading. So it's usually something on Instagram or Facebook where they'll take a deck. Usually it's 3 cards, but the number doesn't necessarily matter, but they'll do like 1 card per pile. So it's like 3 different cards, and you just see the back of the cards and you like pick what card stands out to you. And then sometimes they'll do it as a separate post later that day to be like, here's the card reveal of what these cards mean. So it's like a way to get a reading from somebody without having to like sit down and get a reading with them. So I'm guessing that that's what it's talking about. And the timeless aspect of it is more so about like, so if it's posted today and you don't see it till next week, does it still apply to you? It's kind of like the word around that, I guess.
Oh, so the person is probably trying to do a pick a card reading, a timeless one, and they want it from the Mystic Soul Studio.
Could be.
But
yeah.
I'll bet, now and here's where I'm giving you some great advice. I'll bet if you were to do a timeless pick a card reading at the Mystic Moth Studio, I'll bet you'd get all the YouTube views.
There we go.
So
Give
there
it a
you
try
go.
next weekend.
There's your idea. And the last one, and I don't know why, because there's no other ones, Aquarius tarot card reading today.
That's very specific.
Not Gemini, not Cancer, not any of the other ones that I do not know. Aquarius. What's the deal with that?
I personally don't know a lot about astrology, so I'm not sure on that front specifically, but I know there are a lot of readers who do astrology specific readings for people. So I think there's definitely a market for that for sure.
So are you into it? Do you believe in astrology though?
I do. I know what I am. I just don't know what everybody else is. Like,
Okay.
Meaning I'm a triple Cancer, they call it. So it's like my sun, moon, and rising are all the same sign.
Oh my goodness.
So, yeah. It means you're really intuitive, works well, and really
Wow.
emotional. So that's
Huh.
me. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Whatever the opposite of that, the cold logic, like robot, barely human. That's definitely
That's you.
that would definitely whatever sign the robot sign. But apparently the Aquariuses are looking for tarot card readings. So if you were to maybe multi-class or team up with somebody, you got YouTube Gold just waiting.
There's a market for it. Yeah.
Just waiting to happen there. Okay, so real quick into some fresh news. The second oldest woman in North Dakota is from Fargo, and she just turned 112.
Wow.
That's the second oldest. What's the oldest person you know?
I don't even know. Honest, I feel like probably in the 90s that I personally know. So that's up there.
Her name is Halen Sandvig. Wow, how North Dakota is that? Huh? She was a school teacher. And with help of her friends, she enjoyed a birthday party 112 years in the making. That is amazing.
Yeah.
And then further news here. Oh, yeah. So speaking of the lights, they're going to try to remake something very similar to that on University and 17th. I don't know if you heard about that.
Oh, I did not hear that, no.
Where Dwayne's is.
That fun area. Yep.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be a funner area once they build that.
Sure.
I think that's really going to revitalize the area. Have you heard? You haven't heard anything about that?
I knew they were like doing different things with it. I just didn't know the specifics of what it's
They are
turning
done
into.
with it. It's the demolition is starting soon, I guess. So I think Dwayne's should still be up though. You've had Dwayne's, right?
Yes, of course. Yes.
Live for pizza, and Dwayne's is like definitely.
People would riot if it wasn't there. I think so.
Yeah.
Good to keep it up.
Yeah, I think so. All right, we are moving on to William S. Burroughs. Have you ever heard of this guy?
No, it gave me lots of good music to listen to.
No, this guy. So you can. I don't know if people know this. So go to YouTube. Type in Conrad Fargo. There's a playlist little tab, and you can see the playlist. I put all the music into playlists, so you can see. This show is definitely all of my musics. Sometimes I do guest stuff or whatever, but today I just kind of grabbed my current listenings. William S. Burroughs. That was Brent Visty. Brent, hi Brent. He's my boss and man of general average character or something like that. He told me to say that.
Okay.
Never-ending inspiration and man of average character, something like that. He's such a goose. He introduced me to this and Spare A Annie and all these stuff. This song has no swear words in it though, and it's literally this spy. Who was a spy throughout like the Cold War, World War II, I don't know where and when, but these are his dying words done in like a hip-hop kind of a thing. So we're going to listen to that, and we will come back. We're going to come back with our last segment, Fargo Favorites. Right. So don't go. Here's the thing. I have a hard time with live because my memory stops working. So my out thing that I say is don't go. And then somebody mentioned it on one of the shows, and I don't know if I used to say anywhere or nowhere, but now I don't know which one I'm supposed to say. And now I'm like really nervous. What do you think sounds better? Don't go nowhere or don't go anywhere?
Don't go anywhere is what my English background would tell me to say.
Well, then probably don't go nowhere is better SEO because then I have something.
There you go. You have options.
So don't go nowhere.
There you go.
I'll bet you that's what I was saying.
Probably. That's what you've been saying. So at least that's.
My wife will tell me. Tell me, Minami, right now. Turn to me and tell me. Okay. Don't go nowhere.